What's up guys, this is Eagz. In today's video we're going to be going through a game I played against Shaiden, who I'm pretty sure has been rank 1 NA, and he's definitely one of the better junglers I've played against. Some of the moves, I don't know if they were like good. Yeah, you can tell that this guy mechanically is really just on point when he plays Viego and stuff, and I'm sure the rest of the champions he plays as well, and it's just nice to play against someone who is good because I know kind of what he's going to do. It was just very easy to like play against. Sometimes it's more difficult playing like lower elos, like against like master junglers and stuff, because they make moves that don't really make sense. Let's just get into this game, and if you do want to see more content like this where I'm going through my own games and telling you how I'm thinking and stuff, then yeah, obviously leave a like. That would be much appreciated, and any questions about the game, obviously leave them in the comments section. In this game I want to start topside. I don't really care about Garen that much because it's a Garen. I don't care if he's 2-0 or 0-2. I know the Vayne this game and myself, hopefully we can just hard carry right, and their bot lane looks really killable. Even though I've just got a Zyra with an E, which doesn't really mean that much, I just like the look at bot lane here. And also top lane, I didn't even know if we win 2v2 early game. Yes, I have Ignite Garen, but Renekton's damage output, if he has like Fury and everything into like W with Viego's W, I think we just like hard lose. But bot lane 3v3, I think we hard win. Even though it's Kai'Sa with Halo Blades, like Zara's just going to be way more useful than Soraka. So that's my thinking here. I decided to start Wolves here, and we know because my Garen was doing some weird technology in their jungle that Shaiden here starts on his bot side. So he's pathing towards Renekton, which might be debatable. But anyway, he's pathing towards his Renekton, right? So he's starting on his blue buff. The other thing he might be doing here is running into my bot side. So you never know, right? After like seeing what Garen was doing, he might think, oh yeah, let me just run into Shaco's bot side. But he hasn't got any wards there. And what about if I started there, right? He doesn't know that. So it's very hard for this guy to like just run into my bot side because I may have started there and he's just running into like no camps, right? Anyway, I see the bot lane's fighting here, which is really good. My bot lane ends up maybe double killing them. So you might think, oh my God, Eagz, you're getting carried like already in this game. That's obviously great, right? But you're going to see that in this elo anyway, that leads aren't really real until like the Nexus explodes. Like legit, I don't know how many like teammates I've had recently who are worth like 500-600 gold bounties and they just die like 5 times in a row. You see me look mid lane here? So each time, like, how do I put it? When there's a bit of downtime, right? Like right here after this auto attack, I've got downtime to look at the map because my auto attack, if you think about it, is on cooldown. So each time like I'm moving away from a camp or about to, I will be looking at lanes I'm moving towards. So top lane here, I could not care less about, to be honest. There are very like few circumstances after doing my top side here, especially when it's just the blue buff quadrant, where I'm thinking about ganking top. Reason being is because top lane here, I'm weak siding essentially because I'm pathing away from it. Yeah, so like if I was a strong side top, I would start away from it. But because I'm starting on that side, I'm pathing away from it naturally here. So I don't really want to make any play here. Even if Renekton was like really low, I didn't even think it's worth because I might lose these camps and then I'm weak siding my bot lane who I want to run towards. You also see me ping like this. So 214, this is Vayne's ping, I think maybe. No, Vayne is pinging the Zyra here. So my ping is here because I know that the Viego, who I don't know is Shaiden at this point, might think about doing this. Yeah. So when his bot lane gets back to lane, even though they'll only be level 1, my Vayne probably use flash and so do my support and stuff. So he could definitely go bot as a level 3 Viego and kill my level 2 bot lane, right? It is a possibility, but he still will only be level 2 at the moment. Shaco's probably like the only champion in the game, and maybe Karthus who can like clear a quadrant this quickly. I need box setup, of course. But at like 217, 218, if I start on red buff quadrant anyway, I can be ganking. So I just want to like ping that preemptively, yeah? It's better to be safer than sorry. And because I look at mid lane here, this is the most like difficult thing about jungling, right? It's about, so there's 2 processes to jungling. You're gathering, apologies for the writing on promotes, gathering info, and then there is reaction, right, to that info. This is the hardest thing. Actually being able to like look at information, so about the enemy champions and lane states or waves, and then being able to interpret that information to form a reaction. That's what jungling is, okay? There's no play style or any of that stuff. I've heard so many theories or whatever you want to put, you know, like theses about jungling and how you've got to like play the jungle and all that stuff. This is literally it. You gather info and you make a reaction on that info. But this is changing all the time. So our reactions have to be changing all the time, yeah? You can't be an ossified jungler. You can't like just stay static in a changing environment. So you see me here. Naturally, I'm just going to go like this, right? If nothing's happening mid, if Diana is full HP, if Talia is full HP, I'm just going to go to my wolves, or my raptors, sorry, and do raptors. But the Diana is 300 HP, she's level 2, and I'm a shaco with Ignite, so I think I can kill this person. I decide to gank from this side because it's just easier than going bot side of the map, right? I also think the Viego here might do something around mid lane to gank Talia, because obviously like he will see this as well. So I decide to gank mid here and we end up getting a kill, and we also see Viego now on his raptors, right? Nice easy kill. I help this person shove. So even though this wave is pushing into Talia here, the Diana does have Ignite, so she doesn't have TP, right? So I know their mid laner is going to miss this entire wave, and because of that as well, if we can shove this, it will push back to Talia. So if you guys ever see like a wave shoved under a tower, it will always bounce back to the other side, right? So if that's slow pushing back, I can regank. It's an option though. That doesn't just mean like you have to regank, okay? We continue. So I know that Viego's on his top side here. Why would I not go to invade Viego here? Well, I don't have Ignite. I have blue buff. My Talia is 1 HP, or like, you know, she's going to base here. I know she has TP and stuff, but she's going to recall. And within that window, like maybe I have 15, 20 seconds here to invade him. I don't think that's good for me. I just don't think I win 1v1, right? So of course, after I can't do that, I think about my bot camps. And I know that his bot side has gone, right? So I have quite a simple, just do Raptors, yeah? So the info I have there, guys, like my bot lane's in base. The Viego I don't beat in a 1v1. So because of the information I have on the enemy champions and, you know, every champion in the game here, I don't think I can do anything. So therefore, I'm just going to default to jungle camps. What camps can I do here? It's just going to be my side, right? So I think I've explained in coaching sessions, but I don't know if you guys have like, you know, seen them. But basically, like, I like thinking about the jungle in terms of like, there's 3 kind of sections, right? So this is number 1. Even though I'm blue side, and this will be vice versa, right? If you're red team, because I'm blue side, this is number 1. Number 1 is basically all the enemy champions and the enemy junglers camps. Number 1 being that that's the best thing you can do at like any given time. There are certain times when you don't have to do a 1 though straight away or prioritize it, because you still might get that number 1, whether it's a blue buff or a red buff or a dive, whatever it is, you still might get that after doing your own camps, for instance. There are certain situations like that where that does exist, but for the most part, this is just true. I like to describe the enemy kind of side of the map as number 1, including the enemy champions, right? These are 1s. So I'm always looking to do a 1 first, right? That's why we talked about Viego. Can we actually kill him here? That's the first thing I ask myself after killing their mid laner. Can I then go and do something to the enemy jungler? They don't have a defender here. So can I 2v1? Well, my Talia is going to bait, so I don't have Ignite or red buff. I don't think I win. Therefore, I think about number 2. Number 2 is just river. So this is number 2. So crabs, grubs, drags, etc. 3 is my own side. Only worry about my camps when I can't do 1s and I can't do 2s. That sounds a little bit weird, but hopefully it makes sense. Yeah, so when I can't do a 1 and I can't do a 2, I'm going to look to do a 3. So I don't think there's any 1s here. I don't think there's any 2s because I'm still 45 seconds early. It's 2:45, not 3:30. So all I'm going to do here is just default back to my 3s. That's it. So if you ever see me hitting a 3 or any high elo jungler hitting a 3, it's because they can't do a 1 or a 2, right? Now, I want you guys to think, and it felt like I was seeing the Matrix here when I was playing. I want you guys to think about what I would love to do here. The enemy jungler is hitting his red buff, and he's going to do his Krugs afterwards, right? He might dive the Garen and stuff, but I've pinged top side, so if Garen dies, it's whatever. But the fact is that the enemy jungler is top side here, which means that if I was to gank mid, well, not maybe mid, right? But bot lane, if I was to gank bot lane, it's going to be a pure 3v2, right? So if we look bot lane right now, or just look at the minimap, do you think I can go there right now? The reason I cannot go there, and feel free to pause the video whenever I like ask a question, by the way. The reason I don't like going there right now is because the wave, yes, it is fresh, but it takes me, how long do you think it takes me to get down to bot lane from here? Probably like 15, 20 seconds, right? And I don't want to go like this or like this because the enemy bot lane, because they've been pushed up, I'm thinking, because the wave is like here, that their wards are going to be congruent, is that the right word, with that line, or parallel, whatever you want to call it. If the wave was under the tower and my bot lane is at prio the entire game, I know that the enemy bot lane wards are probably here, right? They're going to be in line with that wave. So because the enemy bot lane shoved the last wave, I'm guessing they've warded around here. So I'm thinking about doing this. Now, why can I not do it here? Because that wave is fresh, right? Now that sounds good, the wave is fresh, but I would have to be right here or here or here to make use of this wave. By the time I get into this position in 15, 20 seconds, waves come every 30 seconds, right? So if a wave has been in lane for 15, 20 seconds, it's probably done. So I'd have to wait another 10 seconds there. So what I can do in the meantime is do my red buff, and then I can go there. Let's even see if I ping. So you see me ping top lane again here, and I think I will ping now. You can see me pinging on the way. Look in the bottom right. Yeah, and I can queue over here. This is just a bit of shaco tech because I know I'll have my queue back up by the time I'm down here, right? And you can see that I'm ganking on a fresh wave. This is so important for jungling, and this will make a massive difference to your games. Also put a point in E here because I'm ganking. I want to kill people, right? So a point in E is going to be more useful than a point in W. And you can see that there is a fresh wave now entering the lane. So I have a good 10, 15 seconds on this timer, right, to gank this lane. So we end up ganking. put a box behind the Soraka. I think she's easier to kill than the Kai'Sa, although Kai'Sa probably doesn't have flash. Yeah, Vayne even pinged her, right? So honestly, this is my bad. I should go for Kai'Sa here. But yeah, I just thought that like Soraka was free. Anyway, it's whatever. The most important thing here is actually like ganking on waves and being able to like time it, right? Now, I know that the enemy jungler, right, has done top crab because it's 345, and he can also think about running down to this bot crab here and fighting because he has mid prio. Okay, I don't really like it as well for the simple fact that my wolves, because I started in my wolf camp, are going to spawn at 4 minutes. So I'm thinking of two things. This Viego, first of all, could run straight to bot crab here and contest me. Second of all, he could linger on the top side of the map and wait for my top camps to respawn. He might think, oh, this shaco's got 24 CS. That means this shaco is only done. Well, that's actually kind of weird. I think I got CS from mid lane as well, right? So he might think here, if Sheiden is like really smart and onto it, he might think that, oh, I know shaco's Krugs are up. So I reckon this shaco is going to go back to his Krugs here and farm them. That will give me enough time to do his wolves and maybe even his Gromp. And I'm like, nah, no way. Those are my level 4 respawning camps. They mean something to me, right? So my threes, remember, my threes here are too important to give up because I'm not really getting anything in return, right? Can I really run in here like that when it's probably warded and he might have recalled and he might be running here out of base at this time? It's very difficult, right, to do that. So I don't think I can do any ones, any twos here. Even the crab, I think, is too dangerous, right? So all I'm thinking about is playing for threes again, if that makes sense. And you can see how I was talking about their wards before because the lane was pushed up. Their wards then push up as a result. And that's why this is control warded. So I end up basing. Now, he ends up ganking my bot lane here, who actually live at this point, you can see. But my bot lane just decides to limit test, and he ends up getting 2 kills here, which is kind of frustrating for me to like look at because he's just jungle light and Viego, right? So jungle light and Viego doing that at 410, 420 is like, oh yeah, well that makes it really easy for me to like do something topside, yeah? Like to his maybe Raptors that will respawn at 5 minutes. So after I do this, I'm actually thinking about just running to his Raptors here because I know he full cleared. So because Sheiden full cleared, I know that Gromp is at like 415. This is at 430. This will be like 455 or something like this. So I know here, because he's farming bot camps, most likely, or he's recalling and running to Krugs or something, that I can just run in here and do them, right? Put a ward down as well to make sure we know when he comes through this area. And we actually see him after I do Gromp. So after this, just remember, guys, like I'm always thinking about ones, right? So can I do a 1 before I do my 3s? So in this game, I did wolves, and then I ran in here like this. The reason I did wolves first, it was like 415, right? When I got to my wolf camp, 420. So if I run all the way like this, and it's 430, 435, I'm just going to be sitting there for 20 seconds. So I know I've got a good like 15, 20 seconds to do a camp. Let's do wolves, because it leads me nicely on the way to Raptors. So that's the reason I did wolves, right? And then we just come back to Gromp, and we see the Viego here, I'm pretty sure, after he comes through Raptors. Yeah, so there he is. So we just do Gromp. And then my mid laner, this happens all the time in the silo. Even though we see the Viego here, and he clearly is going to gank mid lane, and I ping it as well. There he is, we still see him. So there's 2 pings from Zyra, and then there's 1 from me as well. I put this down in case he comes around to dive, right? Then I ping my Q cooldown saying, look, bro, like this is when my Q's up, and my mid laner has died to Viego again. So I think him having 3 kills here is really annoying to deal with for me because I don't think he actually should. And as a result of this, like now I'm getting pressured in my jungle all of a sudden. So it happened like kind of quickly, right? He's gone from like 0 kills and not really doing anything, not saying he could have done, but those are the facts of the game, right? At like level 3, level 4, and all of a sudden he's like invading me and stuff. So I decided to do this where we Q over, get a little bit lucky with like the timing and stuff, but it's whatever. Put a box down to block his W if he ever does that at me, and then we just go down to Krugs. I'm a little bit scared here he's going to run in here because he should know that I just have boots and longsword. It's not that scary, but now I know he's probably just doing dragon, right? So he's going to let me have my Krugs, which is cool. I don't really want to contest him on dragon, especially when I don't have bot pro, and my mid laner as well died, so I don't really like contesting dragon here in this position. So I'm just going to recall and run to Grubs, right? That's the only thing I can do here. I also know that this Viego, because he based, he's probably going to, like after Dragon, he's probably going to re-clear his bot camps when they respawn, which might be somewhat soon, right? So I'm guessing he's going to re-clear his bot camps, yeah? So all we do is just simply run to Grubs, and we do a couple of Grubs. You can see how their mid laner as well, Diana, is first on the wave. This is also like, I don't want to say really important because I say that all the time, so I'm going to say the word rimp, which I think I've said in previous videos. So I think it's a rimp here, really important. When you look at lanes, guys, and you see that Diana has prio here, she's first on the wave, that means she's going to be first here. You always want prio mid when you're doing stuff like this. So if you don't have prio mid, it's your job to react to that and adapt. You have the info, remember, number 1. Number 2, your reaction to it. This needs to change. You don't just go, oh yeah, I'm going to do all 3 grubs no matter what. Look at the minimap and listen to the minimap and what it's telling you. Then you react to the minimap, right? That's your best mate during the whole game. So I do 2 grubs because I know that their mid lane has prio. And I also know that Viego might just run here straight away, like after his bot camps or something, right? And I don't really want to like contest him. I think it's too risky. Also, I don't have my box, which I need to do the last grub, and I don't have smite as well, right? So another champion here can easily do the grubs in time. It's just all about timing. So don't just think, oh yeah, do 2 grubs and then just leave the last one. That's really smart. No, it has nothing to do with that. I would do all of them if I could. I want to take as much away from it as possible, right? From the enemy jungler. I want to take away those 1s. I want to take away those 2s, and I want to defend my 3s if they're valuable. And I'm not getting but something like more in return, right? So I just do a couple of grubs here and then I leave the last one. I also am a little bit scared again if he's going to invade me here because he's got 2 champions on the map next to him. So I will be 1v3ing. So I put my sweeper and thankfully we end up doing this. No worries. And then I'm going to end up doing my gromp here and then I recall and run to my bot side, right? So I just clear my top side and then recall and run bot and just run to my bot camps. Now I know that he's top, right? Because he just finished the last grub. And if we think about it, guys, he did dragon. So remember, level 5. He was here, right? Then he comes around and does dragon. And then he went like blue gromp walls, I'm pretty sure, into mid because he had blue buff when he killed Talia. This was when like I was doing the grubs, right? So I finished the second grub. He killed mid. Then he runs over. I come down here and do blue. He finishes the last grub and I do walls and gromp. During that time, he's going like this, right? Maybe even red buff as well. So I know he's top side here when I'm running out, right? Whether he's doing krugs or actually ganking this lane. And this is a gank I just don't agree with at all for him because this lane, who cares about it? Yes, I know you have a Renekton here. And even if you kill this guy, what's going to happen? This. But this is actually like my only, I think anyway, like my only mistake in this game because I should just immediately run bot here and dive. But for some reason, I thought I could quickly do my red buff. If you look bot lane, there is a wave there, right? So I'm thinking I can quickly do my red buff and actually get there in time. But what I need to do is gank it right now and just dive. So as a result of me doing this, and this is like one of the rimpest, really important like teachings, I guess, is timing this because now what he can do is what? Why can I not do it anymore? The reason I can't do it is because he can recall and run here, which is exactly what he does. So when I run here now, I kind of knew it as soon as I hit red buff. I was like, damn, why did I do that? Like I should be ganking bot right now. I should be diving on that wave that's crashed. So because I did red buff, I actually delayed that. So I think that was the only actual like mistake I made this game. And I knew about it straight away. I was even thinking about diving bot straight away. I just thought I could do red buff in time, but without smite and being a shaco with 900 gold spent on boots instead of like damage, there's no way I clear red buff in time. That would be optimal though. Don't get me wrong. Like doing red buff there into a 1. So I'd classify this as a 1, right? Diving bot, killing enemy champions. I'm thinking about going 3 into 1. That would be really nice. But I actually can't do the 3 in that situation because Viego will get there in time. So I need to gank on that wave that's there right now. So all I can do here is just kind of, you know, come back to my own camps. My mid laner dies again, unfortunately. Why, I'm not sure, and you can see me zooming in as well. I'll keep going as well, by the way, during this game because I think it's still informative. I'm not sure how long I'll go for, but yeah. Once again, guys, if you do enjoy like me commentating over my games and stuff against players who are, yeah, obviously good, then please leave a like. Once again, let's go. Okay, so after this, right? Before I recalled, yeah, I did my top camps. Now, I know my top camps might respawn in 30, 45 seconds, but I also know that my bot lane's winning, and I do have a little bit of gold spent, and I feel quite strong. So I want to, like, force something bot here or make something happen. We have ultimates, I have ultimate, I have ignite as well. And I also know this Viego is going to be bot side. Why? Because he just killed the Garen, and then he insta-ganked mid lane. So I know that his bot camps are going to be up here, and he'll probably look to gank bot. This was another thing I didn't agree with what Shaiden does here. And to be honest, I think if I was not on 180 ping, I would have beat him in this like little 1v1 we have. And the funny thing here as well is that my mid laner had TP and ultimate but didn't use it, even though Shaiden was worth like 300 gold, which kind of tilted me too. But anyway, I decided to come bot here, right? And there's a bit of a scuffle and stuff, and I see Viego, right? This was also a really annoying flash by Kai'Sa because she doesn't get instant nuked. If I just instant nuke her there, it's so good. But anyway, we end up killing Kai'Sa, and then this fight like continues, and my Vayne gets really greedy for Soraka, like full flashes for her and stuff, which is just never worth. Like you're flashing for his support. But anyway, this fight continues to break out. I decide to ult because Viego starts hitting me. Then I decide to queue back up and we kill Soraka. And all I can do here is just like try to kite around boxes, right? Because I don't have Q, and I'm also which is kind of frustrating. Thankfully, dodges W there. And here, like when I have my Q, I could actually think about killing this guy. But to be honest, what I should do here is hold my Q. So I know this is a little bit of shaco tech and some of you might not play Shaq. But yeah, all I should do here is just actually hold my Q and wait it out. And the other thing I could do here is actually kill him with this box. But it's very, very difficult for me to like kind of anticipate that. Because what about if he runs around like this and my box doesn't I'm just sitting here, right, with no E. Even if I have E here, I just still wouldn't do that. So in hindsight, it would look really good if I was standing like right here, yeah? Obviously, because I just kill him. Maybe even without E. 2 Hella Blades auto attacks with Smite. Should be good. 2 backstabs. So very difficult for me to play this. Also, I forgot during the fight they warded this. So he can actually see me here the entire time up until about this point, which is why, and it might have something to do with the ping as well, I get hit by this. And then because of the ping, I am spamming Q here like crazy. And you can even see at the bottom, you cannot cast that right now. So that was kind of like a frustrating way to die. But in another game as well, if that Vayne doesn't flash for the support, that's just like a pure 1v0. And my Talia here, you can see she ults in, doesn't even TP. I remember here the Viego is worth 300 gold. So my Talia could have like TP'd and stuff, but that's kind of beside the point. You can see me just going off in chat. I can quite believe it, but this is all in party chat. I'm not really saying anything about anyone else. Yeah, that's basically like the early game, guys. I'm still going to go through this, by the way. So I want to add a bit more like mid to late game, I guess, like in the on my channel. But yeah, feel free to I was about to say click off. What am I even talking about, bro? Obviously, stay on the video. Get my watch time up, you dog. Yeah, so in this position here, right, I know Diana's ganking top because she's farming Scuttle Crab instead of staying mid lane and keeping prior. The enemy mid laner is farming jungle. Let's go. Love it when mid laners do that and they just take camps that I would have had. Here I just try to kill Renekton, right? And I also know that I will get aggro because of his dominance, his ultimate. The AoE will actually cop him aggro from the tower. And to be honest here, I actually should have killed him. Maybe. If I E him there, it'll be very close. But I actually think I should go way harder there because Diana doesn't have ultimate and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, we decided to farm all of this. And now I'm a little bit scared of Viego, right? I'm scared this guy's going to be here. But thankfully, he's actually hitting Dragon. So as soon as I see here that Cloud Dragon is gone, then I can just farm these, right? So we do these camps, and Diana is randomly here. I think we trade 1 for 1 here, maybe. Yeah, I think Renekton kills me, right? Really unfortunate that my clone was there. So he gets like a double E for that as well, and then mid laner ends up picking up the killers, whatever. So that death, maybe it's avoidable, but yeah. Bot lane ends up dying as well, even though the Viego did the dragon. So again, bot lane a little bit limit testy. But this is what this elo is, bro. Like, no one listens to jungle. No one listens to pings, really. All you can do is just ping and hope. And if they don't listen, it's whatever. You just like can't tilt. You have to try to stay focused. So I know here that I run to my Raptors and they're gone. So because my Raptors are gone, what am I going to do? I'm just going to do my walls. Like I can't see any 1 or 2 opportunity, right? So I'm just going to do my walls here and that's about it. And then I'm going to run bot side because my red buff is spawning, right? So my pathing at this point in terms of sequencing and camps, right, looks really weird. But that's because it has to be. Like I had to kind of like try to kill the Renekton top lane. I had to like take the wave and stuff, right? So my camps were just skewed because of that. So this is just like what, you know, kind of like reacting to info is, yeah. Now, because I'm in a position here again to make a play bot side, you can see how like I've spent gold and stuff. I've got ignite, I've got everything up, red buff as well. So I really want to end up like making a play here. And unfortunately here I probably get seen by that ward, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, this is the next play I didn't really agree that Viego made. So he ends up doing Rift Herald here. Honestly, like he should just stay bot, I think, and try to kill my bot lane. Like top lane really doesn't matter in this game. And him showing himself here, Viego has done Rift Herald. It's just music to my ears. And it's one of the reasons why this game is winnable for us. Because now we just do the same thing, right? Die bot lane, doesn't even really matter like what we do. Even me dying here is irrelevant because Vayne gets tower. And now my Vayne can carry the game. So just because the Viego shows himself top, which I actually think is bad, we can actually like win this game, right? After this, we just run to bot. So I run to my Raptors here. I could run to Krugs, to be honest, but you can see how there's a fresh wave mid. So I'm thinking about like making some sort of play mid here on that wave. So I could always like Q overwrite and make something happen, which is what I do here. So if I went to Krugs there, I'm not going to have that opportunity. And you can see that Kaiser just randomly like runs in. And I step on the silence. What a good shaco player, but we end up getting a kill. So this is just all about, I think like maybe one lesson you guys can take from this is just playing waves. So whenever you guys see a wave like in lane that's fresh, maybe it's like a bit of shaco tech, but you could do that on Lee Sin. You could do that on any jungler, bro, you know? And my Vayne somehow like lives this and decides to like try to die anyway, even though we pinged where Viego was. Yeah, that's what I'm just finding in my games at the moment. Like no matter how much you ping someone, like it still like looks as if they just want to lose and die for free. After this, all we're playing is Dragon, right? So we've got Chemtech in 40 seconds. So all I'm looking to do here, and I've got empowered recall, right, with these boots. All I'm looking to do here is just get to Dragon on time. And unfortunately, my support dies, even though we know exactly where he is again. So my support just randomly dies, even though he was getting pinged. Here, I'm just making sure that Vayne doesn't get dove. I even put up FF vote because I want to go next already. You can see like how good my mental is at this point, basically broken. This Q is really good because I know I'm in fog the entire time here. And I end up getting the Kaiser with my Voltaic. So we end up getting 3 backstabs in. I end up Eing her and Vayne gets a kill. So that's actually like really nice mechanics. Unfortunately, they do get 3rd dragon though, right? So the game is still difficult to win from this point. Now, because Viego's on dragon, what am I going to do? Am I going to do a 3? Well, I know if he's on dragon, right? I'm thinking about his top camp. So I'm thinking about his top 1s. So I'm not thinking about 3s here. Well, I would be if I couldn't do a 1 or a 2, right? But I can do 1s here. I can do his Raptors. I can do his Krugs as well, yeah? Now, I also know that after this, you can see Viego is doing my Raptors here, which is kind of smart. And after this, he's going to run through mid, I think, on Vision. I don't want to forward it because I think we'll miss it. You'll see here afterwards that I'm thinking about killing Renekton, right? Because I'm pretty sure for the next like 10, 20 seconds, we're in a 2v1 against this Renekton. So I'm thinking, right, let's try to kill this guy. Maybe we can. I've got Ignite and stuff. I'm still in a fairly decent position where we deal damage. And then all of a sudden, I see Viego and you see him on this mid wave run towards top. So I know we just can't do anything. I also know here that if I can test a stronger enemy jungler here, when my Garen doesn't have ult, my Garen's half HP. This is really important as well. This is Rimp. I'm seeing the future here. I know that we lose a fight because of my top laner's state. Yes, my Vayne is in a nice position. Yes, my Talia might even have TP and ultimate. She might get here in time. I do not trust the Garen, though, being half HP with no ultimate. I don't trust this fight if we take it on. I've also got Ghostblade as well. So all I do is just recall, and we just get Ghostblade and run out. And thankfully here, the team doesn't actually fight, which is great. You see me just like spam pinging the whole time, just hoping that they don't die. Then I decide to Ghostblade through mid lane. This is a little bit of shaco tech, so anyone like standing in mid here is probably going to die, and Soraka ends up dying. And yeah, we get a kill, which is good, right? So these little kills that we get kind of stall the game out. And I think like the only macro mistake I really made is honestly just doing my red buff and not diving bot lane. I think the game was already in like kind of a cooked position because Shaiden got so many free kills through laners, and you might think, well, you did as well. But he's showing on vision the whole game and just getting free kills even though we know exactly where he is, like the Talia mid or bot lane as well, right? Everyone is just dying. I'm trying to get kills staying in fog, so it felt like really annoying playing this game. Anyway, I think someone died. Yeah, Talia dies again. So she's got 7 deaths even though we killed Diana at level 2. Let's go. And I know my bot side here, like my red buff is just gone, right? So here I have to make some sort of play top side, and also Baron's up, right? So I don't really care about bot side at all. If we get like 1 or 2 picks, because we have Vayne and we have Zara plants and stuff, we have a really good Baron team. So if we get any picks, we can definitely look to do this, right? So all I'm thinking about here is trying to get to Crab without dying. And you can see that they had this water. So now they know I'm here. So I have to queue through and stuff. I have to be a little bit careful. This Crab isn't up. Okay, no worries. And I know that the Diana, the enemy Diana, was farming top, right? So where is the enemy Diana now? She has to be in my top side jungle, yeah? So I'm now like really scared that their Diana is like running at my top side jungle and their support and everyone, you know, like maybe Viego too. So after this, I just decide to farm my Raptors because I can. And then I come back top right. Why? Because Baron's up. That's it. Why do I not hit that Scry Orb? Because I don't want whoever is farming this side lane to know where I am, right? So I want to stay in fog here the entire time, which is what I do. And then we end up waiting for Diana, and she ends up running in this brush, right? We get a little bit of vision. And what do I do afterwards? We kill Diana. Doesn't really matter about mechanics at this point. And then they all show bot. So even before this, right, you can see them showing bot here. Why? I don't know. Like Baron's up. It's just like the Elo, I guess. Like why they're showing bot, I've got no idea. So we get a pick top, and then we just insta-go Baron. Thankfully, I secure the smite on 180 ping. Let's go. This game is like kind of, look at this. This game is like so doomed. But yeah, also I probably don't have to die here, by the way. Sterex Gauge, by the way, really fun item. Like I literally do no damage to his health bar. So good. But yeah, we end up getting shut down. We get the Baron as well, just because they're all bot lane, which doesn't all bot side of the map, which makes like no sense to me. But if you guys play like this, you give yourselves a chance of winning, even when your mid laner is dying to junglers who are just on vision. After this, we're playing Dragon, right? So I start pinging Dragon. We start pinging for assistance and stuff, coordinating the team around that position, and we just run straight there, right? Because this Dragon is in pawn. I think it might be our second one, but it's denying them soul maybe. Because I don't think I've done a Dragon this game because I haven't been able to, not because I don't focus on them, which a lot of people say. And yeah, I think we actually end up doing well here because we got Baron and the team is, yeah, now actually dealing damage. Love versing invis champs, by the way, who can go insta invis, unlike shaco with his Q. But yeah, we end up killing Kaiser as well. Just a nice pick. It looks pretty standard, right? I think the rest of this. But guys, like lots of people think about mid-late game as something like that's totally different to early game. Bro, like just think about the map. Just trust me. Just think about 1s, 2s, and 3s. It doesn't matter what time in the game it is, right? This 2, right? These 2s, topside river. So at 5 minutes, right? What is the 2 in topside river? What is the number 2 here? Well, it's Grubs, right? Okay. So what changes at 20 minutes? That 2 becomes Baron. That's all that changes, man. The actual like fundamental way you should be thinking about jungle stays exactly the same, bro. Like mid-late game. It's just everything is sped up, right? You can clear camps quicker and you move around the map quicker. So everything is accelerated. But how you think about the game is exactly the same. Also, by the way, make sure you follow my Twitch because we're pretty much live and streaming all these games. And yeah, you can obviously watch the VOD and stuff. I didn't have mic on for this because I just wanted to like full focus. Yeah, I think it would be like enjoyable maybe to like watch my perspective. You can obviously go and watch Shaiden's perspective as well on his stream. And yeah, we end up getting Dragon here. My team ends up killing Diana, who's just like under our tower or whatever, near our Nexus. And I know that because we killed them all here, right, around their blue buff area. And I know because Viego's dead for so long, instead of doing my Raptors here, I kind of like realized that halfway through. Why can't I just take his Raptors? Why can I not just take his Krugs? Why do I have to do a 3 here when I can do a 1? You see? And And we end up just full greeting here, guys, because Vayne is dead. So if Vayne doesn't do that again, just limit testing, master reload, it just happens all the time, so expect it. So Vayne decides to limit test there and die. If she just recalled, I would recall as well, yeah? Because I want to have the same tempo as the person who's going to carry me here, right? I'm not going to carry this game being 6-4-8. I need like 10 kills at this position or like more gold in me to carry this game, I feel anyway. So if Vayne is going to recall there and run out of base with like, you know, the most gold on our team, I want to do that as well. Because when I start a fight, or if she starts fighting, whatever it is, we're going to be there, right? But because she's dead here, I think, wow, she's dead for 42 seconds here. That means all I have to do is just farm as much as I can, and then I just play around Vayne's timer, right? So I end up doing all of these camps, and then I base. And you can see how Vayne is alive now, and we're running out of base at the same time. So if she didn't die bot lane, and she just recalls, I would never have even done that scuttle crab, probably. I would just recall, probably do my blue buff, so it gives it to the whole team, and then just run with the Vayne through mid lane, or wherever we want to play. That is so important, man. Like, I can't stress that enough. If I'm the really fed one, let's just say I'm 12-1, and I'm on like 2,500 gold, and I need 400 gold, so my top quadrant for an item, I would spam ping everyone to wait for me. Like, I'd even type, like, wait me, and ping the item as well, right? So if you're the most fed, whoever has the most gold in the team, that's the tempo you play around, yeah? This is also really nice. Just remember 180 ping, by the way, so I know Viego's here, so we queue over. I could probably think about going hard here, right, on him, because you might be like, oh my god, you just got him at half HP. Bro, just remember that I didn't do any damage to his HP bar, right, at Baron, because he has gauge. So this guy is impossible for me to kill, and if I stay near him, I will give him Conqueror stacks, and I will give him maybe a reset, right? So I get an initial chunk in, we slow him with Voltaic, and I just put my clone on him, right? That's it. I also have to be careful of him like ulting on me here, because he might just one-shot me, yeah, because I don't have Q. So that's also something I have to be aware of. So I'm just playing again like at range, and he just dies, right? I can't do anything else there, by the way. Like, running in there and staying on top of him is really difficult. Anyway, we end up winning this fight. Rest of it is kind of like simple. Just don't stand near Renekton. So he has double E, like E through the minions and then onto me. Again, if I don't have Q, I'm going to play very kind of like, not safe, but yeah, like respecting what I actually might die to. Can I do a one here? What ones do I have? Can I take his bot camps? Well, Vayne's doing that. Can I take waves? Is there a dragon up? No, right? There's no 3s or 2s here, so guess what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go back to my 3s. And obviously, I don't think we can end the game because their towers are so far away, and you can already see the Viego's alive. So if I was to shove that bot wave, I'm just shoving bot wave and then recalling, kind of, which I would much rather actually just reset my camps there rather than just shove one bot wave and that's it. We end up recalling here, and we end up, just because like my top camps aren't upright, so we can recall, we get another Dirk, and we just run out on the map somewhere, and we're playing around top side because top tower is the most accessible, and I'm guessing Baron is the next objective. So Baron is the next number 2. Their top tower is kind of the 1 here, right? So their top side jungle becomes the 1, right? So all I'm looking for here is just a pick, yeah? And I think I end up getting it almost on Kai'Sa. I guess I'm just playing against Soraka at this point. So yeah, really fun to play against. So we end up queuing through mid. This is actually really nice. And then you can see how Soraka's sweeper sees me. So they will be spam pinging me here, which is really unlucky. Because if she doesn't do that, I'm just going to R combo Kai'Sa. So if you guys watch this for me. So I queue over here, right? Because I know the Kai'Sa is going to show on the wave. And just watch. Soraka is popping her sweeper here. And can you see this little vision thing? That is me. So they know that I'm here now. Yeah, so if you ever see this, they know you're there. They see like your little outline type thing. So I get really unlucky here, to be honest. And you see my initial chunk puts her on like 1 HP. So if I was just to like Q round with Ghostblade and then R combo like this, she would just insta die, get nuked. There's no way she's going to be able to react to that. Unfortunately, the sweeper like saw me. But you can see how even when I feel as if this game, it was kind of difficult to make shit happen, we still ended up like doing stuff, right? Around waves, getting picks in mid, whether it was killing like Viego at my Krugs or maybe a bit of like mechanics and stuff there. Just being smart about the game and just knowing where enemy champions are going to be the entire time. Anyway, this fight ends up dissipating, so it doesn't end up like being an actual fight, but we get Soraka's ultimate, we get Kai'Sa's ultimate as well, so it kind of again just stalls the game out for us in a way, which really isn't too bad. Soraka ultimate is huge as well and a long cooldown. So I end up basing here after doing top camps, replenish HP and whatever else. Maybe I was full HP already. And then we end up running to Dragon, right? If they decide to go Baron, I can always make it there in time, guys. So if you're not playing a champion that can get to Baron here, please do not run bot side of the map. But I just know with Ghostblade and stuff and queuing with Blue Smite, running through brushes quicker, that I can easily get there in time. Here, I'm a little bit scared of them being in my bot side jungle like this. You can see me question marking because look at the map for me. What is stopping them from being even in this brush here? That's why I queue override and start stutter stepping, and then I see them all around Baron. I'm like, let's go. Now in this position here, what am I thinking about? Getting a pick again in mid lane. That's just what I'm thinking about, right? Maybe it's shaco technology, but you do the same on pretty much any jungler here, just running through and just getting vision around here, right? But because I'm playing shaco, all I want to try to do is get some sort of pick mid lane, right? Unfortunately, though, it's quite difficult here just because they know where I am, right? Because I hit like the vision plan and stuff. But for whatever reason, they don't really react to it. And even though Viego sit... So I think they do know this, but I don't want to say too quick, but I know here all I have to do with Voltaic Cyclo Sword, because it slows them, all I have to do here is just auto attack and ult. That's it. Literally, like, all I have to do. Maybe I can throw in an E as well, which I do. So everything there, I get Pricer ultimate. She's literally 1 HP. Yeah. And this just starts the fight and the end of the game, basically. And that's about it, guys. I don't really know like what else to say. If you found something interesting or you don't really understand why I made certain moves, queuing away from Diana ultimate, and you see my like box or like the ultimate blow up here and just like fear a lot of them and stuff. If you don't understand some of the moves, please leave a comment, like ask a question about it. If whatever I said didn't make sense, again, please leave a comment. But yeah, this is the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you want more stuff like this, please leave a like or whatever down below. Please make sure you follow me on Twitch, because I'm going to be streaming pretty much all of this stuff on the climb and whatever. And hopefully we actually verse some like good players like Shaden and stuff, because it's way more enjoyable. I just hate playing in Master Elo. It's just so coin flippy and stuff, and everyone just seems soft in. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Don't be shiver.